Every day, people, information, and networks are coming together. Behind the app, the game, the video conference, the call home, and the tidal wave of data, communication networks are connecting people and things whenever and wherever they are.
Historically, a communications network was to connect people, like a telephone or even before that, a telegraph. Today, however, communication networks really tie you to information. They tie you to things like video that you could get on YouTube. However, tomorrow, communication networks will do more than just audio or visual senses. They will enable us to communicate in ways that use all 5 of our senses, in ways that we can't really comprehend today, but things that will really enrich our lives.
The communications network is one of the most quickly evolving, multi-purpose utilities of our time.
As you think about our traditional triple play of services of voice, video, and data, and you rewind 5 or 10 years to the age of dial-up, people would have looked at video and voice as more important to them than their dial-up internet service. Well, in the last 5 to 10 years, that's totally flip-flopped. And internet service is probably the most important thing that customers get today from the triple play. And so what that means and the implications to Verizon is that we have to deliver that to wherever the customers are. So if it's to your home, you need to have robust Wi-Fi throughout the home. If you're on the go, you want to have great access with your mobile device, no matter where you are, in the car, walking around the mall, on the beach, you name it, you want to have that connectivity.
CommScope believes that the future will see increased wireless usage and increased mobility, not just for the sort of devices that we use today like smartphones and tablets, but for a new era of devices that will make up the much talked about Internet of Things. These are sensors that will sense the environment, anything from in-building sensors, security systems, transportation systems, all connected and providing information to allow these wireless networks to connect to each other and to connect to the huge data centers which are required to process and handle all of this data. Relies on very high-speed fiber optic systems, part of what CommScope provides for the network.
CommScope has a long history of leadership in communications network connectivity, specializing in the physical layer.
In general, the physical layer is made of the parts of the network that you can see and touch. So in a fixed network, the cables and connectors. In a wireless network, the antennas and the radios that make up the network. CommScope's an expert in these systems. We've been developing these since the company was founded.
CommScope has a large role in connecting people everywhere. If you've used your television today, your cell phone today, or been on the internet, undoubtedly you have run those signals, that information, over CommScope equipment. The physical layer, by and large, is an area of the network which does not require electricity. It is used to transport signals from point A to point B. In the networks of today, it's actually a complex portion of the network. Keeping signal integrity is one key component of this. Now, CommScope not only works on that physical layer, that portion that connects you and your internet connection back into the major portion of the network, but also on the RF layer. We consider that physical as well. Now, networks are getting increasingly more sensitive to the user experience. What CommScope is doing about this is to make physical paths that can adapt and change to manage this growth. We fundamentally improve networks in 2 ways. We enable the networks to improve their speed and their latency. Now, speed you're probably very familiar with. That's what you think is driving your browser to operate faster, for you to get information on an instantaneous basis. However, today, it's latency which is really driving the user experience in a network. If you start a video, and between the time that you press the button and the time that it starts, that's lag or latency in the network. And we are trying to make networks be instantaneous. Whatever you want, wherever you want, however you want. That's CommScope.
As the relevance of technology in our lives continues to grow, networks are changing to keep up with the consumer demand.
The network of the future is a software-defined network. That means that new services, new features, can be added from a centralized location and pushed out to everybody almost instantaneously. However, to do that, the bandwidth, the connectivity between the end user and the central portion of the network needs to be incredibly robust, needs to be very, very adaptive. And what CommScope does is make systems today that are capable of supporting this software vision of the future.
The consumer technology is changing a lot. If we look at our devices today, they're all multifunction devices which can do several things. In fact, in parallel with all of these advancements in services and use for the networks, the physical layer that these networks are built on has also continued to innovate at least the same speed or perhaps a faster rate to enable all of the data which is required for these ever-increasing, evolving services. CommScope will continue to invest in the innovations which will drive the transformation of the networks that we rely on every day, just as we have been doing for over 40 years. We will continue to stay at the forefront of the communications revolution.
For more information, visit commscope.com.